in the night to fight, and he didn't look good. Tonight, he has no problem. He's coming out here bright and early. It should be a very good fight by him.
Kenny Pompey is the first fight of the night, indeed. Yesterday, he was the second to last, as you mentioned, LT, and it didn't set well with him. He told us afterwards, he said, it didn't feel like I had my legs under me last night because I was waiting around in the holding room for so long. These bouts were just posted moments ago. None of the fighters knew when or against whom they were to fight until just a little while ago. So the drama is certainly in the arena tonight.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about that. You know, anticipation is something else. It's something else, man. You don't want to go through that, but hey, he had to worry about it tonight.
We talked about those that had taken some time off of work or school just to train for this competition. Stephen Crow is one of those guys. He is a full-time Toughman trainee. He's been taking this very seriously since winning the Chattanooga, Tennessee competition. And it's worth saying again, LT, for those of you unfamiliar with the Toughman competition coverage on FX, Stephen Crow weighs 165. He just made weight again for the finals tonight. This is the smallest guy in the tournament.
You know what? Stephen Crow is going to have to keep moving around and make Kenny Pompey miss a lot and spend a lot of energy. If he can do that, he'll have a chance against Pompey. Oh, body shot hard.
Kenny Pompey is well versed in the martial arts, but is not a boxer. And that's certainly worth pointing out. As a matter of fact, again, for those unfamiliar to the Toughman rules, if you've won more than 5 amateur bouts in 5 years, you are ineligible from the Toughman circuit. These guys go 3 one-minute rounds, 45 seconds between rounds, and now Pompey starts to assert himself. 10 seconds left here in round number 1. Our night is underway in Auburn Hills.
He got to see Pompey's going to have to treat this fight like a ghetto fight. Go in there and beat this boy's ass.
First round is in the books tonight. Each of these guys are skilled as we check some first-round highlights of Kenny Pompey.
Right there, Stephen Crow lost. Look at some nice shot. Pompey is just, like I say, he's just a little bit slow, and Stephen Crow is taking advantage of it. You know, I don't like seeing that. So.
Good job, Steve.
Stephen Crow has been underestimated throughout this competition because he's only 165, but make no mistake, this kid knows how to fight.
Look at the movement of Stephen Crow. Pompey about ready to line up and hit him, but he can't hit him because the guy keeps moving. That's what he's got to do.
A part of the strategy tonight for all the fighters is going to be what to leave in the reserve bank and what to spend out there in the ring, because the eventual winner will have to win 3 fights tonight to claim that 50 grand. Second round is underway. Pompey on the attack.
I think Stephen Crow is fighting a very smart fight. He's loud. Pompey gets hit a couple good times.
Crow connects.
You got to be impressive because Pompey is just missing, getting frustrated.
Let me tell you, this is the fastest fighter that Kenny Pompey has faced in the tournament.
Absolutely.
And Stephen Crow's giving him some trouble.
And I'll tell you what, if Stephen Crow can find a way to win this fight, this guy can go very far in this competition because he has a great motive.
Stephen Crow's father has been here throughout the competition.
What a smart guy. He's allowing Pompey to punch himself out, and he comes back on the offensive. This guy is a smart fighter.
End of the second round, one that LT and I have scored in favor of the man in the yellow corner, Stephen Crow. Fairley Arrows with him now. Fairley.
Stephen, he's working you around the ring. How you doing?
Pretty good.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
How are you going to close this fight?
Survive.
All right, you're a smart fighter, but there's 15 years difference. All right, Sean.
You know what? I think it's 1-1. Can you come on this final round and win this fight?
If he wants to fight, he'll fight.
If he wants to fight, you start off from the body and then you go to the head. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes.
We're going to be looking for that this round. Kenny Pompey, this is the most important round right here. It's on the line, Matt.
All right, Sean Fairley, thanks very much. LaTanya watching. LaTanya, Kenny Pompey's wife, has been here throughout the tournament, and this is it, the third and final round in this quarterfinal bout. One of these guys is done, one of them moves on. These These have been two of the more entertaining to watch throughout the course of the series, LT, and it's a shame we're going to have to lose one of them after this round.
Absolutely. You know, I like Pompey. I just think Stephen Crow just too quick for the guy. He's moving, making Pompey spend a lot of energy. And when Pompey's looking to throw the punch, Stephen Crow is jumping inside, hit him in the face. You can tell this guy knows what he's doing.
One of the things that Stephen Crow does so well, and it's under his father Ray's training, is he keeps that guard nothing but up. He just doesn't ever give you a target, and that's something that Kenny Pompey and his wife Latanya, who you see there in the bottom corner of your screen, are really getting frustrated with.
All he's doing right now is let Pompey punch himself out. All those punches Pompey's throwing, none of them is hurting him right now. He's hitting nothing but glove.
That's all Kenny Pompey. That was all Kenny there, and that's the end of the fight. This one's going to go to a decision, and I got to believe a close one.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I am not about to guess who won that fight, my friend.
I'm leave it alone myself.
Forget about it. We will wait to see what the official scorers have to say. What a way to start our night tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Two of the strongest in the light heavyweight field. One will be eliminated in moments. Referee Murray Sutherland is with both fighters. And Art Door has decision in hand. Art has a decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, a fantastic fight. Let's have a nice hand for both of these fellas. The winner on a very close split decision, fighting out of the yellow corner, the little man, Stephen Crow, the little man.
We have started our night tonight with perhaps the biggest upset of the Toughman season, LT. The guy who you and I had pegged to win the whole deal is done.
You know what I tell you, there's something to say about speed and quickness. The Stephen Crow, he really fought well.
Fairleigh Arrow is with Stephen Crow. Fairleigh.
What's up, everybody?
Stephen, congratulations. It was a great fight. It was a very tight fight. You had Tony Tafaro last night. You defeated him. And now Kenny Pompey. How has this progressed through the season that you've been fighting in Toughman?
I'm just glad I made it this far. If it wasn't for the Lord, I wouldn't be here. I'm gonna keep on fighting. This is penalty duty shit right here.
Your dad's been behind you the whole way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Total support from just not him, but all my family.
All right.
I want to say what's up, everybody.
It was a great job. You got plenty left for the rest of it?
Yeah.
All right, go out, take a break. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, great job. Matt, back to you.
Fairleigh, thanks. A huge upset scored for the youngster. And Sean O'Grady is with Kenny Pompey. Sean.
Kenny, close fight. What do you think?
He didn't want to fight.
Yeah? How do you think he pulled out the victory?
I think the first round he did okay. I think the second and third round I out-hustled him. Even though I was punching him, but I punched all over his gloves, whatever.
Well, I think you came on strong in that third round, and I thought you won it there. You looked like you really wanted to win it. All right. Well, Kenny Pompey, good luck. Maybe you'll get back into the tournament next year. Matt, LT, I thought he won.
Decisions like this, man.
Sean, thanks. And you know what? If the former WBA lightweight champ says he thought he won, then I thought he won. That's a tough one to score. But Kenny Pompey, you know, one of the things that was that Stephen Crow didn't ever give him a target.
Yeah, he did do a lot of defending himself, protecting himself.
Our night progresses. We'll move on. Let's go to Art Door for the introductions of our next fighters.
Moving on into the heavyweight. Contestant number 1 is 33 years old, 6 foot tall, 260 pounds. He won the Toughman contest right here in Detroit, Michigan. He now lives.
The reason for that, the money so he can buy himself another crown.
I went around. Good, my guys. I thought it was going to be there.
You got it all? You're going to go all the way?
I'm sorry, I ain't said nothing through the whole thing. But long live the king.
Makes his way back to the holding cell. He works as a maintenance man, and I'll tell you what, he's going to have some fun with 50 grand should he get that opportunity. Let's throw back to Art for the introductions for fight number 3.
In the heavyweight division. Our first contestant is 34 years old. He stands 6'2", weighed in at 235 pounds. He won the Toughman.
Oh, man. Favor. Semifinals are set for the upper bracket of the heavyweight division. Francis Royale beat John Cobb. Gus Winterland beat Sugar Ray Hammond. They'll meet in the heavyweight semis. Dave Bontempo, as we mentioned earlier, is a member of our broadcast crew tonight. He's backstage. Let's go to Dave. What do you have for us?
Well, Matt, back here, you know, the feeling among the boxers is they're really coming to bring their heart in this competition. You know, these guys are exceptional. They paid their own, so it continues to.
Pay-per-view, my friend.
We'll throw it back to you.
Dave, thanks, and Dave makes a great point. These guys are more boxers, less
I'm in love
punks.
with this girl.
I know
right
you've
here.
been.
I'm in love with
She's
her.
been here all weekend.
I can't
and,
wait till one of them bad boys come out. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Yeah. Pay-per-view, my friend.
Oh, yes.
Welcome to the world of pay-per-view.
Here we go. Here we go.
Dave Bontempo trying to add a touch of journalism to our coverage tonight, and it's just become a titty show. Art Dorr knows who's fighting next.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the light heavyweight division from Naples, Florida. 27 years old, 5'11", 180 pounds. He's a senior at the University of Massachusetts. Won the Toughman contest in Fort Myers, Florida. Says if he wins, he's going to get a hair transplant. Please welcome the man they call the Scholar, Sadler, Zavian. Come on down, Scholar.
Zavian, 27-year-old from Fort Myers, Florida. 180, 5'11", and tough as nails. As we mentioned earlier, LT, every time he fights, he bleeds, but every time he fights, he wins. This guy is a badass.
This is the guy I tell you, he has a great motor. He goes, keeps going, throwing punches inside.
Let's get this off, dog. Another dead dog.
He can put some hair on his chest, too.
Want a little water bottle?
Art Dorr has the introduction of his opponent.
His opponent, 24 years old, 5'10", 169-pounder, the owner of AAA Entertainment Company, an exotic dancing company. He won the Toughman contest in Daytona Beach, Florida. He hails from Pompey, Florida. Please welcome, they call him the Dancer, Justin Schwamberger. Come on down, dancing man.
We remember Justin Schwamberger from his contest in Daytona Beach, Florida, when he beat the beach bum Georgie Tabor. Last night in Auburn Hills, he beat Daniel Hensley in a very close bout. He's here with his father and a friend who have accompanied him from Florida. Last night, he beat Dan Hensley in LT. That was one of those that you and I thought went the other way.
Absolutely. You know, last night, he was called the porn star. He didn't like it very much.
That's right.
But actually, he got beat last night.
Justin Schwamberger has been brimming with confidence ever since his regional victory. Make no mistake, although he puts on a good show, this kid has skills, and this might be one of your best fights of the night here in the quarterfinal bouts.
You know, this guy grew up learning how to box as the only white kid in a black neighborhood. You know you got it. I'll get your ass.
Didn't work for Howard Stern. There's the yellow corner, Zavian, who works in his family's business in addition to being a student at UMass. Took some time off of school to train for this thing. Schwamberger, like a couple of fighters we've already seen, very quick, and that's something that Zavian will have to contend with here in this one.
I think Schwamberger's more of a defensive type of fighter. On the other hand, Zavian, he goes after you. There he goes coming down. He's starting to pull it on. And he keeps moving that head. He always has that, Zavian always has that head moving. It's hard to hit.
These guys were each winners in the state of Florida. Zavian at Fort Myers, Schwamberger in Daytona Beach in 1999.
Yeah, one from the East Coast of Florida, one from the West Coast of Florida. Like the East Coast, you know, West Coast, Crips against the Bloods, you know.
That kind of thing.
Yeah,
right,
you know.
right. I don't know about the analogy there, partner. I see where you're going.
You see where I'm going? Okay.
I get it.
Because I'm understand where I'm going.
Right.
Oh, there you go, Zavian.
Good shots by Zavian, and that's the end of the first round.
You know, it's one thing about Zavian. He doesn't like to stay in the clinch. You probably see on his replay. He just likes to come out, starts hitting, and put a lot of pressure on you. Moving that head, always got that man head moving. Now, what he's doing down there, I have no idea.
This was at the end of the round here.
One thing you don't have to worry about him, the referee coming in and say, hey, get out of the clinch, because he's going to fight his way out of it. Salah Zavian.
Again, we'll have a ring card girl competition coming up a little later on. We've already seen a little more than we bargained for originally.
Boy, look at them bad boys.
She fell out last night, didn't she? Wasn't that the one?
She almost fell in, but you know what? I'll go pick her up.
Second round's underway. I liken Schwamberger's quickness to Stephen Crow's, because you just can't ever line up a guy like that. He's always moving in the ring.
Well, I think Stephen Crow is much quicker than Schwamberger. Schwamberger would do anything. Look at kidney shots. He'd do anything to try to win. You know, he tries to hold people, tie them up, don't let them fight. See, but Salah Zavian, he don't want that stuff. Look at
Zavian says, quit tying me up. I'm going to try to pick you up and fight you.
Oh, they're going to turn into a wrestling match here now.
When Justin Schwamberger beat George Tabor to win his regional in Daytona Beach, he would wait for his opponent to swing and miss, expose his head, and then he'd take advantage. He's a thinking fighter in the Toughman competition.
You see how Salah Zavian doesn't let the guy tie him up. He fights his way out. He's going to keep throwing punches after punch.
That's the end of the second round. As has been the case all night, these two guys very even after two.
Here, get a little fast drink.
Fairly Arrow is with Salah Zavian. Fairly.
Salah, you're fighting your way out of these situations every time where Justin isn't. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I'm not clean. Only in 2 hair transplants. Give me the confidence to be here.
All right. Hey, dude, hey, forget about the head transplant. Push him off, work his body, all right?
Thanks.
Sean, what's happening?
Justin, it looks like he's out hustling you. You got 2 down. You got to come on strong this final round. Can you knock him out?
I'm gonna work hard.
You're going to work hard? You think you can KO him?
Yeah.
What do you think? I think you lost the first 2.
I think it's close.
It's very close. All right, Matt LT, he knows the story.
Sean Fairley thinks that is a much more low-key Justin Schwamberger than the one we saw fight regionally. This will decide it here, this third and final round.
One thing Salah Zavian has to do, he can't stay there, I won the first 2 rounds and sit back and try to let this not get hit. He has to stay pressing this guy, And one thing I know about Zavian, he will press this guy until the end.
You bet. Zavian with a good body shot there. And again, every time he gets in trouble, Schwamberger just tries to tie him up. Did you hear that heckle? We got a guy sitting right behind us and yelled out, "Get a room." After the action we saw in the heavyweight division, the last fight, this has slowed things down a little bit because Schwamberger just keeps tying up Zavian.
Zavian wants to fight. Schwamberger wants to dance.
Inside of 10 seconds left.
Good right hand.
Zavian trying to finish
Zavian
strong.
all over him. That's what I'm talking about, conditioning.
That's it.
All over him.
That's the way to do it, champ.
Every fight we've seen thus far, and this is the 4th, has gone all 3 rounds.
Well, partner, unlike the other fights, I cannot say this is a draw. I think this is a hands-down win by Salah Zavian.
You going to go on record with that? You going to go out on a line?
I'm going on a line. I'm going out on the limb, baby.
All right, all right. Some of the third round action between Schwamberger and Zavian. Again, every time Salah Zavian got close, Justin Schwamberger just tried to wrap him up in a bear hug. But at the end of the round, Zavian scored some punches.
Zavian just will not let this guy breathe. He's all over him. It's like chicken pox.
Our door has a decision.
The winner, the man that continues in the competition, from Naples, Florida, in the yellow corner, the scholar, Salah Zavian.
Just saw his brother, Salah's brother, in town, and he moves on to the competition. He's with Fairly Arrow. Fairly.
Bianca.
Sal, I've noticed that most of the time through this entire fight tonight that Schwamberger kept trying to tie you up. How frustrating is that to keep getting out of that?
Well, it was his tactic, come in close, try to tie me up, keep my reach away from him. You know, luckily, hair transplant from Elliott has given me confidence to be here.
So the hair plugs gave you the confidence.
All the guys with the bullseye,
You know what?
John Keith, Kevin, and Mouse Kelly, baby.
You know, hey, I tell you what, for 50 grand, you could probably get a lot of plugs, too.
Yeah, Elliott and Drew hair transplant worked for me. Bullseye Pope, Men's Club, Mike Sal, Locker Room, Dottie and Dave, Jeff Eisenberg.
Hey, one more thing. You think you get more babes now that you, you know, get the little...
I've got a girlfriend, Kristen. She's watching.
Hi, Kristen.
Oh.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Go take a break. You're one step closer. Maddie's one step closer to those hair plugs. I think you can get a lot for that.
Yeah.
He answered that one like a bitch.
He's tough and he's smart. He knew his girlfriend was watching tonight. And let's update the brackets in the light heavyweight division. As a result of Zavian taking care of Schwamberger, he'll advance to the semis. His opponent will come from the Sean Meeks, Chuck Sadler bout. That's on tap in just a little bit. In fact, that's our next fight. We'll be seeing more of our lovely ring card girls a little later on.
Oh boy. You know what? Would you like to have those
dirty girl?
Ain't she just nasty? I love it. I love it.
Art Dorr has the next introductions.
Moving right along with the light heavyweight. Contestant number 1 is 24 years old, 6'2", 179 pounds. He is a hustler for a living. Won the Toughman contest in Bristol, Tennessee. He hailed from Newport, Tennessee. They call him Mac Daddy the Hustler. Sean Meeks, come on down. The Hustler.
Sean Meeks, a winner at Bristol, Tennessee in 1999. Beat Morgan Von Schurt, one of the favorites last night in a very close decision.
Somebody got to tell this guy he ain't black. You know, I don't think he realizes that. They come here, take all our music, our dancing.
Sean Meeks has his posse here in the house, too. It was a freak show last night. I don't know where the old guy came from, but he's got some fans here as well. His opponent has a lot of fans here. Let's find out who he is.
His opponent, he is 28 years old, 6'1", 185 pounds. He's a carpenter by trade. He won the Toughman contest right here in Detroit, Michigan. From St. Clair Shores, Michigan, please welcome the Sandman, Chuck Sadler. Sandman, come on down, buddy.
Chuck Sadler, local product. Go, Chucky, go. From St. Clair Shores, Michigan, a winner in Detroit Motor City this past year. This guy has stacked the house with family and friends. He was by far the favorite fighter in yesterday's prelims. Chuck Sadler has a tough draw in his quarterfinal tonight. Look at all the people here for Chuck Sadler.
You know, Chuck versus one of the 2 knockouts we had last night, and it was not even close. This guy can go. Listen to the crowd, man. They are going crazy.
I think the crowd is cheering for this.
What? There we go.
As much as they like Chuck Sadler.
Oh, wow. That's a member of my posse. Oh, that's some of my posse. I wish that was some of my posse.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of her tonight.
Oh, look at that. I know that. She's shaved. She's... Oh. Don't you just love it when it talks to you?
Oh, man alive. Here we go. Our 5th fight of the night is underway. Sean Meeks in the yellow corner. Chuck Sadler, the local favorite, in the black.
Oh, that's
wow,
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The crowd knows they're going to have a fight here. Neither guy will back down. The street hustler, and he named him right. He's a hustler. Try to borrow $10,000 from me.
You know, he called us out last night. That was a slip by Sadler. As soon as we showed up last night, the street hustler, Sean Meeks, called us out. You called him Mac Daddy, I think he said to us.
Oh, he's stint. That's a good right hand.
These two guys are built in similar fashion. Meeks 6'2", Sadler 6'1", Meeks 179, Sadler 185.
You know what I like about Meeks? He holds that left hand. He just holds it right there and wait for you to throw the right hand, and then he delivers his left hand.
End of the first round. Chuck Sadler looked like he wanted to throw a punch there. Kind of shook the head at the end of that bell.
Right here, he got power. Meeks has power in both hands. He waits, bam. A lot of missing right there. There we go. See, uncoils that left hand just before the guy puts up the right.
Sean Meeks is all about the TV coverage, but once he steps in the ring, he's a rather serious fighter.
Absolutely.
He scores big on style points. He's been fun to watch throughout the season. Meeks was an amateur boxer back at the age of 9. Had a record of 48-12. I don't know if that was fabricated, because I don't know of too many 9-year-olds who have fought 60 amateur fights. Sadler stumbles.
Oh, here we go. Meeks is just all over him.
Okay, guys, you're holding again. You're holding.
Sadler tried to wrestle him into the ropes. Now these guys are running from corner to corner. This one's turned into a track meet.
Guys, you understand. These guys understand, hey, there's no honor for second place. These guys want to go home with $50,000.
Again, more tangling, more tie-ups in the corner. Murray Sutherland has to get in there and break him up.
Murray, watch out, he doesn't get hit. There goes good, strong right hand by Chuck Sadler. Oh, uppercut.
Good combination by Meeks. And Sadler stumbles again. This is a Chuck Sadler crowd. I mean, this is his home turf, and the crowd is rather quiet right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to wonder if they'll influence the judges.
Absolutely.
Let's see what Dave Bontempo has for us. Dave.
All right, well, they talked about the crowd being quiet, hard body. You're going to change that when you go out there, and they may not all be in your favor.
But let me tell you something. I'm not here for the crowd. I'm here because I'm the baddest brother on the block. Matter of fact, I'm the baddest brother on the planet. I'm Hard Body Harrison and ATL. We're going to show the rest of the world what Hard Body made out of. That's right. For SCWA and for all the homies out, that's right. It's a shout-out time. Watch what we do. Because, baby, we're going to do it. We're going to cook it like it's neck bones and grease.
How are you going to make 3 fights in one night?
Well, I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it 3 fights. I'm not going to give you no kind of strategy. You don't know everything. I'm not going to tell you anything.
Okay.
No secret. I just want you to walk.
Keep talking, and the walk will follow. Back to ringside.
All right, Dave, thanks. I'll tell you what, we will see Harrison Norris Jr. coming up in just a bit. He's got a quarterfinal bout due up shortly, so certainly stay with us for that. He loved to chat. Third and final round between Sadler and Meeks is underway. These guys have traded punch for punch. Right, left.
I think Sadler has to understand he might be behind a little bit on the card, so he's going to have to go out and give everything he got right now.
Okay, guys, I'm going to break the dope punch. Break.
Meeks looks like he's got, or rather has opened up some irritation over the eye of Charles Sadler and caught him with a right hand there. Partner, I think the Street Hustler might have just hustled his way into the semifinals as we near the closing seconds of the third and final round.
You know, maybe street fighting is the best type of fighting for a Toughman. This guy has really shown me that.
And he's still mugging for the camera.
But stranger things have happened. We've seen a lot of funny decisions here.
You bet we have. That's the end of the fight.
You know what time it is. We coming back. Let's get over here. Come here. Hey, champ, that's the way to do it. Hey, you need to calm down a little bit, all right? Don't get so involved.
Fight later. Hey, listen, you can't be.
Whatever decision was just rendered, it was handed into the ring very quickly as we check highlights from the third round. Charles Sadler took some shots.
I tell you, the Street Hustler, he's just really long arms. He goes in when he has to. Doesn't be overly aggressive. Finds a way to get it in and hit a man. Bam!
Ardor has the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a great fight once again. Let's hear it for these fellas. Judge number 1, scores it 30-29 for the black corner. Judge number 2 scores it 29-28 for the yellow corner. Judge number 3 scores it 29-28. The winner, fighting out of the black corner, the Sandman, Chuck Sadler.
LT, another upset, another decision that's not without controversy, and Sean Meeks is going nuts in the ring. He is not happy.
You know what, and he shouldn't be. Maybe that was the crowd influenced the judges that time. God almighty, but what a night we have.
I'll tell you what, there have been a couple of decisions that have really been controversial ones. Sean Meeks is not happy. Chuck Sadler will go to the semis as he beats Sean Meeks in a close and controversial decision. Meeks has no sympathy from this Detroit crowd, not at all. Sean O'Grady's with the winner.
I didn't know. I wasn't a judge. I just tried to fight my ass off, and that's what happened. I won.
You knew what you had to do in the third round. Did you do it?
Yeah, I must have.
You kept the pressure on in that final round.
I tried to fight from beginning to end.
What a hard guy to fight, huh?
He was. He's unorthodox.
Like a Spider-Man out there. How did you get to him?
Just kept trying. Just got to keep poking in on him, man.
Well, you finally kept trying until that final round. Charles Sadler moves on in the competition, but crowd a little upset about that. Charles Sadler, he gets the victory. Back over to you, Matt and LT.
All right, Sean, thanks. It was a controversial decision. I can't tell if the fans are booing the decision or if they're booing some of the shenanigans of Sean Meeks, because after that decision was rendered and announced, he went absolutely nuts. This is what happened in the ring.
Meeks is just trying to tell everybody in the house, this is total bullshit.
Sean Meeks was not happy, and on his way back into the holding cell, grabbed every camera he could to explain his displeasure. In the light heavyweight quarterfinals, Sadler and Zavian were winners. They'll meet each other in the semis in the lower bracket. That'll be a dandy, partner.
Absolutely. You know what, though, but we got to understand it. We only two guys. We see it one way, but if three judges up there, you got to go with their decision. They see it totally different than we do.
You are correct. Absolutely right. A heavyweight bout is on tap. We've already seen 6 fights, a couple of controversial.
Georgia. Out here. That's why.
It's all largely Ziggler, but Ziggler defends himself very well and looked very sharp in a TKO last night. Don't count him out because of his build.
Well, I think he's a very smart fighter. He lets Harrison go all those big punches.
Somebody calls time. There's a little moisture in the black corner.
I got one question for you. Do you really want to go down to a guy that's wearing pink lycra? Hello. We need a knockout. Third round, Zay.
We're going to need all kinds of action here. LT, he's coming after you.
It's all low.
James Brown, he looks like Lawrence McCutcheon.
Lawrence McCutcheon.
Man.
Hey, no put Lawrence in there nowhere.
Hey, I'm a big Lawrence McCutcheon guy, man.
Okay.
I'm a Rams fan.
Oh, nice right hand.
Third and final round between Harrison Norris Jr. in the pretty pink and Zane Ziggler, guy they call the KO Kid, who had one of the 2 knockouts yesterday. I don't know that either one of these guys, LT, has scored enough in the first round to just sit around here in rounds 2 and 3.
Absolutely not. Ziggler, I would like to see him throw more punches. He's really not throwing anything behind the punch. It's more like a slap punch. And hardball is telegraphing all this stuff. Everybody knows where it's coming from.
You know, whereas the earlier fights were tough to score because they were so close, because both fighters could have won. This one's going to be tough to score for the reason of non-activity. And that's it. Final bell. And it's a love fest in the round. Crowd doesn't like that one. Not a lot of action in our 6th fight of the night.
All right, man. That's close. Should have stayed busy that last round, man.
And Art Dorr, who is our ring announcer, Toughman creator, and head Toughman, if you will, does his best to try and incite the crowd to keep them around for the rest of the night, angry as they were a little while ago. And I bet our next fight will pick up the intensity. Art Dorr has the decision. Let's go to the original Toughman, Art Dorr.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, the man that goes into the competition or continues, fighting out of the black corner, Hardbody Harrison.
And just the announcement that Hardbody Harrison will have more time to pop off has reinvigorated the crowd. He's grabbing the mic from Art. He just wants any mic.
He absolutely got no stroke out of nowhere. You know, I'm the baddest brother on the planet. Not only in Atlanta, Georgia, and Pensacola, Florida, but here in Detroit. I'm gonna kick everybody's ass, and I'm gonna take $50,000 tonight, and we gonna party all night long. For World Championship Wrestling, SCWA, I'm giving you a plug, baby.
Harrison, I haven't even asked you a question yet. You trying to put me out of a job?
Look, this is my time, punk. You pay attention when I'm saying.
Hey, I want you to know, I know judo, karate, and
Hold on.
735.
Shut your mouth.
Crowd favorite. You trying to pick up some fans here?
Look, let me tell you something. I don't need the fans behind me. Look at this body. I'm the muscle of the millennium. I hope you're watching back home. I got it going on, baby.
All right, my man LT's going to come after you, though, later.
LT, I want some of you. LT, I want some of you, punk. Hey, get up here.
He's calling
you know
out.
What?
Hey, it's about 30,000 people with 30,000 people that got a rope for your ass.
Is hopeful to win this tournament so he can buy a pair of pants with 2 legs.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
I don't know. The fans wanted LT.
Hey.
The fans want you in there. Stay cool, partner. Stay cool.
Hey, Pepper. Hey, come on. Let's go.
You got Pepper Johnson here. You take on LT, you take on Pepper Johnson. Now Hardbody Norris is going nuts. Somebody better reel in LT and Pepper. We've got to get somebody to oh, there goes Hardbody. As soon as LT walked up to the ring, Hardbody was done. He wanted nothing to do with LT and Pepper Johnson. Oh, my. You all right, partner? I don't...
Man, I tell you what, I agree with the white folks. We should lynch that some dog.
Hey, you know what? If you and Pepper run into trouble, I got your back.
Yeah, thanks.
All right,
man.
All right, no problem. All 165 pounds of my soaking wet ass has got your back.
Oh, boy, this is gonna be good.
We're going to see more of him. But let's check that heavyweight bracket. As a result of Hardbody Norris winning that quarterfinal bout, he will face the winner, Glenn Sovich, the
Teeth.
Elliott in 2.
Thanks, partner.
All right, well, good.
Without trying to kill him.
Yeah, there you go. Just relax and take it easy. All right, back over to you guys. He's going to relax, but not too much. Matt, LT.
All right, fairly, Sean, thank you. Third.
Moving out of the way, and then bam. Oh, good body shot.
Kill him.
Right.
And that works better than going out there and trying to wail on him. So.
What do you think Mike Tyson would say about your performance tonight?
Well, he definitely an astute boxer with prodigious skill, but when you work the body and then prodigious uppercut for thoracic contusions and architectural biostructures.
But you still got enough energy to go on, right? You're going on in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm going on. I'm going on.
Going on.
I'm going on.
He wants the $50,000.
Yes,
Back over to you, Matt and LT.
All right, Sean, thanks. Scott Elliott's got the crowd behind him, the impressions, the humor, the personality. He's a crowd favorite, although not from Michigan, from nearby Ohio, and I think people want to see this guy go all the way, LT.
Well, he's killing me with these impressions. I mean, God, he's killing me. Killing me. Woo.
Let's check the brackets in the heavyweight division as the quarterfinals are all in the books. Harrison Hardbody Norris will face Scott Elliott to determine who goes to the finals. That is going to be a dandy.
Absolutely.
In the upper bracket in the heavyweight division, remember our man Royale. He will face Gus Winterland, who took on Sugar Ray Hammond and won. That's going to be a good one. The winner of that one will go on to the finals. That's how the heavyweight bracket shapes up. In the light heavyweight division, Salah Zavian, a winner over Justin Schwamberger, will meet the local guy, Chuck Sadler, who in a close and controversial decision took care of the street hustler, Sean Meeks. Stephen Crow, we saw him as one of our first fights of the night. Crow beat heavily favored Kenny Pompey. He goes to the semis. And in a fight that you did not see that took place earlier tonight, Robert Cronable, the Arkansas Razorback, beat Rocky Hawaiian Nightmare Smith. It'll be Cronable and Crow to decide who goes to the finals in the light heavyweights. We move on in the competition. Our Pierce checked up chicks are still with us. Again, that ring card girl contest is on tap later on. But we move into the semifinals now as Stephen Crow readies himself for battle against Robert Cronable. Let's go to our door.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have now seen all of our fighters. Now we're going to continue right on into the semifinal round. All of these fighters you've seen before, the second time tonight. The student, the environmental science student who won in Little Rock, Arkansas, 184-pounder from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Please welcome Robert Rawhide Bull Cronable. Come on down, the Rawhide Bull.
Robert Cronable beat Rocky Smith Jr., the Hawaiian Nightmare, before our telecast started. He is in the semifinals, although this is the first time you're seeing him tonight. He's a native of Fayetteville, Arkansas, and you don't need us to tell you, he's a big Arkansas Razorback guy.
Let me tell you something, there's no way I will let a woman lead me around by the nose. There's no way. I'm not having that. But well, some guys like that stuff, they get off on it, you know?
Well, that's his fiancée, Misty, who leads his
Razorback.
She be my ex.
Me and you.
For the introduction of Stephen Crow, let's go back to our door.
His opponent also the second time tonight. He's a carpenter by trade that won the Toughman contest in Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's 20 years old from Red Bank, Tennessee. Please welcome the little man, Stephen Crow. Come on down, little man.
Stephen Crow scored the first huge upset of the night when he knocked off big-time favorite Kenny Pompey. His father, Ray, in support of his efforts, a guy who, as we mentioned earlier, is locally connected to the Chattanooga, Tennessee boxing scene and looks a lot like music's Kenny Loggins.
Well, Stephen Crow is by far the quickest fighter we have in this competition. And he's going to need this quickness tonight.
This is where it starts to get tough, LT. We're into the semis. Everybody has fought once tonight. Everybody has fought last night. That's 2 fights within 24 hours. For these guys, this is their 3rd fight in just over a day's period of time, and this is where fatigue could start to play a factor.
Yeah, by far, the conditioning is going to be the big factor here. I look at a guy like Stephen Crow who moves around a lot. You know, he's going to have to keep Robert Cronable off of him. Cronable likes to grab you, likes to tie you up, like sometimes fight dirty. He has to stay away from Robert Cronable and deliver the punches he wants to throw.
Another thing that's a certain storyline for this one is that man, Robert Cronable, has 20 pounds on Stephen Crow. Crow, again, the lightest competitor here tonight. And the first round is underway. This is our first semifinal bout of the night.
Oh, good right hand, good left hand. Oh.
That Crow is fast, I'll tell you what.
Oh, good shot. Good shot.
Yeah, that was a wrestling move that brought Cronable down.
And let me tell you right now, if Cronable stays in the same MO, he's going to start rushing in and holding on to Steve Crow right now.
No more punching, guys. Step back, step back.
And try to beat him in the later round.
We saw Robert Cronable last night when he won his first fight of the tournament. Enter with that Arkansas Razorback hat that we saw him come in with tonight.
Oh, and, good right left hand combination.
He called you out. Remember,
yes,
he threw that hat over at us and called us both out.
Absolutely did.
Oh, that's a tackle move there by Cronable.
You can tell you something right now. This Stephen Crow has some skills. You got to be impressed with him.
Oh, great quick left to the head of Cronicle. Man, alive as he passed. As Robert Cronicle's fiance, Misty. She seems to have a problem with something out there, and let's check that first round action.
Look at the determination of the Stephen Crow. He just attacks. Cronicles don't even know where he's at. He's a little bit dizzy right there. Right, left. This is by far the quickest guy Robert Chronicle has had to face so far.
Again, if you're tuning us in late, this quick guy that LT's talking about, Stephen Crow Jr. in the black headgear, in the quarterfinals tonight, defeated Kenny Pompey Jr. Kenny Pompey, rather. Not everybody's a junior in here. Kenny Pompey went out in the quarterfinals, and he was a guy that LT and I both said will be there in the finals. That's not the case because of Stephen Crow. Second round underway. You know what? You can chase Crow around, and you just can't catch him.
You know, the one thing we don't really talk about a lot is the footwork. So Stephen Crow, when he throws a punch, he leads with that, that right foot, and he throws a punch, and it really connects. And looks like he's doing it. He looks like he knows what he's doing. Great footwork.
A lot of chasing, a lot of swinging and missing. Every time Chronicle tries to charge in, Crow somehow puts a couple of moves on him and gets out of trouble. Not a bad exchange by Chronicle this time.
Okay, guys, okay. But Stephen Crow's doing the same thing he did with Kenny Pompey. Kenny Pompey just hit him in the gloves, hit him in the way he wanted to. He spend a lot of energy to come back and do pretty well. That's a nice right hand. Left. Cromwell's just chasing him all around the ring and can't catch him.
End of the second round.
Good round. You won that round. You gotta give me one more just like that.
Don't be bum-rushing him. Did you see what I mean? Wait a second, now hit him.
Let's go to Fairley, who's with Chronicle.
Robert, you went down in the first, but I think you made a comeback in the second. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, we got one more.
Deep breath.
The kid's fast, but I think you might just have it.
I love you. Arkansas, one more, baby.
All right,
one more in the finals.
All right, one more round. Sean, what's happening?
Give me one more.
Hey, Stephen, you know what?
What?
You're fighting a hog head. You know what we talked about last round, the uppercuts? I didn't see him. When are we going to see this third round? I got it 1-1. You got to win this final round. Okay, that's Stephen Crow. Back to you guys, Matt and L2. He knows he needs it.
Sean O'Grady, the former WBA lightweight champ, sees it even. LT after 2. What do you have this thing scored as?
You know, Stephen Crow didn't say anything because I think he was shocked when Sean O'Grady said it was 1-1.
Yeah,
I think Stephen Crow feels he has both rounds for him.
Well, Crow that time lost his footing and ended up outside the ring. This is our first of 4 semifinals tonight. This one is in the light heavyweight division. Robert Chronicle going on the offensive here.
Stephen Crow is not big enough to bang with this guy. He got to get those punches in and get out of there.
Okay.
And Chronicle is known for trying to put the body on the person. Oh, good right, left.
Robert Chronicle's fiance.
Oh, headbutt.
I'll tell you what, those headbutts can take a lot out of you.
And I think he broke from his nose. No, it's not.
Inside of 10 seconds.
We said Robert Chronicle will do some dirty things if we have to.
That's it. That's the end of our first of 4 semifinals tonight. Ray Crow seems fairly positive. You know, something that we didn't mention yet, LT, is that Ray Crow and Stephen Crow both speak in sign language because Ray's wife, Stephen's mother, is deaf, and the two can communicate from virtually anywhere in an arena. We saw that when he won his regional contest in Chattanooga.
Oh, that's big. I mean, are they communicating with each other, or?
Communicating with each other through sign language, because as you know, these arenas get pretty loud. That's invaluable.
I want the money.
One time we saw his father working the other guy's corner,
which is also invaluable. Let's go to our door for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, on a very close but unanimous decision, fighting out of the black corner, the little man, Stephen Crow, little man.
Stephen Crow advances.
So far?
Crow will go to the light heavyweight finals. The smallest guy in the competition at just 165 pounds, and Sean O'Grady's with him now.
Thanks, Matt. Stephen, he was a hard guy to fight.
Yeah, he smothered me.
Yeah, he tried to wrestle with you.
Yeah, my angles, my movement wasn't that good. I'm just having messed up now. I can't get totally focused.
What was the hardest part in this fight? Focusing?
Focusing, yeah.
Yeah, why couldn't you focus?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah?
I'll do it next time, though. It's 50,000, baby.
How are you going to do it?
Home.
But wait a minute, you couldn't do it in this fight. How are you going to put it all together before the next one?
I'm going to do my jabs, my angles. I'm going to counter. I'm going to work my angles good.
Okay.
I'm not going to get caught up in the ropes anymore.
We're going to be...
My time, baby.
Yeah, you got to keep your back off the ropes. You know what? We're going to be looking for you to keep your back off the ropes and box a little bit more. Stephen Crow, if he wins this, he's certainly going to have a lot to crow about. Back over to you guys.
No, you. In the heavyweight division, Francis King Royale will fight for the championship. His opponent will come from the Norris Elliott bout that will be coming up a little later on. Let's see what Dave Bontempo has for us. He's with a former Toughman champion, a guy you might recognize, a guy by the name of Eric Esch. We know him as Butterbean. Davey.
That's right, Matt. In fact, Butterbean has been the insignia of the Toughman for several years. First of all, Bean, what do you think of this brand of Toughman?
When I first thought and watched it, I said, there's none tougher than when I was in it. I tell you what, the skills of these guys, I believe, surpasses what we were back then.
What about the adjustment you made from Toughman to the pro? How tough was it? What was the best thing you learned out of it?
Well, it was tough. It showed me heart. I mean, these guys got a ton of heart. And if the pros had the heart these guys got, hey, the losers don't get paid. That'll give you a lot of heart and incentive.
Bean, you've been there having to win 3-4 fights in a night. What do you think it's like for the fighters right now? They've won a couple, but there's more to go.
Well, your gut's going, oh, I hope I don't get him, or I hope I get him. But they don't know. So, you know, it's a lot of nerves. I mean, you got a lot of pressure on you right at this point.
You have a lot of stuff coming up. You've got a fight coming up in March.
March 4th on pay-per-view with Paulie Ayala, last year's Fighter of the Year. Matter of fact, Van Dam is going to work my corner March 4th because I'm going to start shooting a movie with him the end of March.
You still want Tyson, Bean?
Oh, I love Tyson. You know, Tyson don't want to fight me. He's scared. You know what? They're scared. It scares me to fight Butterbean.
We've got everybody doing impressions now. Scott Elliott and Butterbean. Let's take it back to you, Matt.
All right, Dave, thanks. Thanks a lot. Yeah, everybody's doing impressions, LT. I know you love that.
First Elliott, now Butterbean. What the hell's going on here?
Well, we're still in this semifinal mode. We've got one semifinalist, as King Royale will wait for an opponent, rather, to see who wins that heavyweight division. As we're still in the semis, we're waiting for those two gals to show us what they've got, among others, because we're waiting for a ring card girl competition as well. Let's send it back to Art Dorr.
Going back to the light heavyweight. From Naples, Florida, the 180-pound student at the University of Massachusetts, the scholar, Sadler Zavian. Come on down, scholar.
Salah Zavian beat Justin Schwamberger in the quarterfinals. He is well represented. Father and brother are here cheering in his corner. For the introduction of his opponent, we go back to Art Dorr.
His opponent, fighting for the second time tonight, the Carpenter from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, 185-pounder. Please welcome the Sandman, Chuck Sadler. Come on down, Sandman.
Well, here he is, LT, the local guy from not so far away, St. Clair's Shores, Michigan. A winner in the Detroit Toughman contest, just about 45 minutes away from us in Auburn Hills. This house, again, is packed with Chuck Sadler supporters.
Well, last fight, we know, it was controversial whether or not he won that. He's fighting a good fighter now, Zavian. It's going to be a good fight.
beat Sean Meeks in a close, controversial decision in the quarterfinals.
The crew.
Some additional time now, yeah, and it's just the best looking posse we've seen all night. But with some additional time being taken in each of the corners. The winner of this fight will be one fight away from a $50,000 payday tonight.
Don't hold him there, guys.
We should also mention that for getting into the final, the loser in the finals tonight will receive $5,000. Well, that could be gone by sunrise if you drive across the border into Windsor, you know.
Right here, Zavian is working on him. Sadler.
Zavian had a cut opened up somewhere between his eyes by Justin Schwamberger in his quarterfinal fight. We'll see if that presents a problem for him here. So far, Chuck Sadler has not been able to take advantage of that.
You got to be impressed by this guy's motor, Zavian.
You know, as is the case every time Zavian fights, it's just a flurry of punches. He just doesn't give his opponent a chance to breathe. That's the end of the first round.
That's the way to work himself.
If Zavian wins this fight, LT, it's going to be another opportunity for him to plug his
hair club for men.
His hair club for men guy. Yeah. What do you call a guy that does hair clubs? Is he a doctor?
But right here, he's doing some doctoring on Sadler. I love this guy, his motor. He just keeps going and going and going. You can't hurt him. You can't hurt him. Boom, 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 right, left. I mean, just time after time.
It is not easy to score a fight that Zavian is involved in, I'm telling you. Because he works so quickly. There are so many punches that are delivered, and from close quarters. You almost need to put the judges all around the ring to see what he's able to do.
Right now, the crowd is looking. We got a couple of fights out in the audience. Right. Oh, Chucky's trying to work him like.
Well, Sadler tried to grab. He got the back of his
head. Look at Zavian. He just keeps coming forward and forward and forward.
Oh, a good left that time by Zavian.
Good one by Sadler.
Sadler has much more reach than.
Oh!
Down goes Zavian.
Oh! He's out.
He's out. Zavian is out.
He's out.
They got to get somebody in the ring. Zavian is out.
Oh!
My goodness. Zavian is out cold.
And he is hurt.
He's out cold. His eyes were open when he went down. That is not a good sign. He got stung a couple of times by Charles Sadler, who had the grappling hook around the back of his head.
Oh, my goodness.
The medical team here at Auburn Hills quickly on the scene as they take the mouthpiece away from Zavian.
Stay right here. Don't go anywhere.
I'll tell you what, partner, he went down and he was facing us and his eyes were wide open, and that is really a scary thing. Let's take a look at what caught him.
He got hurt before. Right there, I think that's a punch that hurt him. He tries to fight back and just caught right off the ropes. I mean, square in the face. There was no doubt about it. He was out. He walked right into it. Comes right off the ropes right here and bam, bam, right here, bam.
Yeah,
oh,
that left it took care of
right,
man alive. You don't like to see a guy go down that hard. That is just not good to see. My goodness.
Got him coming right off the ropes. Right there. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Look at it.
The eyes were open when he went down. You could tell he was out by the way he flopped to the canvas.
Yeah.
Zavian.
Oh, God.
This kid is one.
Look at those eyes.
He's out. He's out right there. This kid is one tough son of a bitch, I'll tell you what, because he took an absolute licking from Chuck Sadler, who had the grappling hook around the back of his head a couple of times, and that certainly could have helped dummy him up. Yeah, he's not happy about losing either. This kid is tough, man. He's more pissed off than hurt, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, come on. Help him out.
He's fine. He's all right. He's telling everybody, get away. I'm fine. He's mad. He's not hurt.
He's still one of the toughest guys I know.
I'll take him on my team anytime.
Yeah, he's upset. Because he really had the fight under control. He caught a punch and then went to the floor.
And now Butterbean is up to help him out of the ring, and he says, "Get away from me, Butterbean."
Oh man, come on, come on. And he's more upset.
Yeah, he's more upset than
he got caught by a good punch.
Chuck Sadler is the winner, and he'll go to the finals. He'll go to the championship here in front of the home crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner on a knockout in 37 seconds of the second round from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, the Sandman, Chuck Sadler.
Sean O'Grady's with Chuck Sadler. Sean.
Crazy there. Oh, yeah, they're going crazy. How does that feel?
It feels good to have all the support, man. It's great being in hometown.
I know. How much did this crowd help you in this fight?
A lot. I mean, I got everybody support me, and I want to do good for them. You know?
Yeah, you did good for them. You know what? It looked in this fight, you finally just kind of calmed down.
I came back to my fight.
Yeah.
I had to stay on the outside.
Right. And what won this fight for you?
That left hook.
You know, I think it's the uppercuts, too.
There you go.
Because the uppercuts set him up for the left hook.
Right.
All right, you take a lot of knowledge in it, and you're in the final.
Excellent.
You ready for that 50K?
I'm ready, man.
Can you get it?
You gonna help me carry it?
Do you have enough in it? I'll help you spend it. I'm good at that.
I got all these guys that'll help me spend it.
Oh, that's all your fans, right? Yeah. Those fans will help you spend it. All right, Chuck Sadler, he's in the final. He is very excited.
Harrison Norris Jr. has been popping off ever since he got to Michigan. The ropes.
Run into something. He's going to rush in at you. All right.
With a lot of missing by Chuck and Duck.
I think we're caught him on the way.
Final fighting out of the yellow corner, Hardbody Harrison.
That makes it official. It is Harrison Norris Jr., the hardbody, that wins it. He'll fight in the finals.
I'm going to prove it to you tonight. LT next.
He's still popping off, partner.
Oh, boy, he just loves me, don't he? I think I need to jump in here.
They're calling for you. The crowd is chanting LT, LT. He's still talking at you. Luckily, we killed his volume.
Was there any point when did you drop the Scott?
We got to hear this.
Another great fighter sent home as Scott Elliott is done in the semis.
Now, don't be rude. I mean, the guy can fight. The guy's a good fighter.
I beat that punk all 3 rounds. You seen it at home?
Listen to the crowd, partner.
Dude, there's no denying you did a great job.
We don't know what hardbody Harrison Norris Jr. is saying, but he's pointing right at you.
Get him up here right now so we can get this thing on.
No.
Stop procrastinating.
Uh-oh, here we go again.
Oh, here we go again.
My partner just took off the headset. He just took off the gear. He's coming in there by himself now. Oh, I don't think Harrison Norris Jr. wants any part of that. No. You know, you can push LT so far.
I'm leaving. I think I'll leave.
Butterbean's going to get involved. This is not shtick, folks. This was not planned. I know it might be hard to believe, but I'm telling you right now that this is not a part of the program. I don't think he wants anything to do with LT. That's his WCW background. He knows that he's not going to throw a punch, so he keeps talking louder. But LT gave the fans what they wanted. you called him out twice. You called him out.
They keep out here coming out here fighting or something.
Oh man!
Somebody need to knock that loudmouth ass out.
Well, Francis Royale will have everybody behind him in about 10 minutes when he fights for the championship, because he's going to be taking on that man, the self-proclaimed baddest brother on the planet.
No, he's a brother, baddest other on the planet.
Before we get into the fun, let's see some of the pretty girls that are out here tonight, Art Dorr.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we're down to 2 light heavyweights and 2 heavyweights. While we let these guys rest up for just a couple of minutes, we have a special treat. We're going to have a ring girl contest, and we're going to let you folks out there pick out what ring girl you would most like to have as your ring girl if you were a tough man or a tough woman. So I'm going to bring the girls out one at a time. Let them walk around the ring one time, and then stop, and then we're going to bring them in the ring and let your applause determine who you want. So, from Deja Vu, the Deja Vu ring girl number 1, Bianca. Come on down, Bianca.
Well, our ring card girl contest is underway, LT, to change it up a little bit here. Bianca, or possibly Bianca, is a big-time crowd favorite. Oh, that's what you get for walking around in 9-inch plastic heels.
Well, I tell you what, boy, you know, that's one of my pieces. That's a member of my posse.
Ring girl number 2, Summer, come on down.
You know what? She's a gamer. I mean, call me crazy, but I think she's a gamer. We're not talking about the same league here.
I tell you what,
this girl's cute, but Bianca still, in my book, captures the imagination of every 16-year-old boy from Ypsilanti that's here tonight.
My next life, I'm coming back.
This is Summer. And let's bring down Ashley. Ashley, come on down. Ring girl number 3, Ashley. Summer, if you would step right in the ring and face the big red eye over there. And this is Ashley.
Well, we see why they call her Ashley.
Ashley.
Back that Ashley up.
Back that Ashley up.
While she's going around, let's bring out Mariah. Ring girl number 4, Mariah.
Do you think these are their real names?
Probably stage name. You know, a lot of the great actresses do that.
Right, like Chocolate, Jasmine, Spice.
Our next ring girl, let's bring down Mia. Mia, come on down.
Mia.
Oh, Mia Maya. Have we made our plans for after the fight yet?
I'll tell you what. I don't know about you. I made a couple.
You can. I'll see you next season. I'll see you
That
next
is
season.
Mia. And now let's take a look at our Toledo ring girl, Daisy from Deja Vu in Toledo. Here's Daisy.
Oh, Daisy, come on.
I don't think the boys like your gown so good, Daisy.
Take
May
it
have to
off.
rip it off.
Yeah, rip it off, Daisy. Back that ass up.
Here's Mia.
Oh, she thinks she's getting married.
Daisy's from Toledo, Ohio. They're much more low-key down there.
She's from the Bible Belt.
And now let's bring down Devin. Devin, ring girl.
Heavens, Devin. This is the girl earlier, LT, with the
Daisy, and here is Devin.
Devin. Devin. Devin looks like a fun girl. Wow.
Here comes Dallas. Ring girl number 9, Dallas.
That's the type of girl you don't bring home to mama, but you don't
Coming
care.
around. Let's bring down Jay
what a lovely
Lynn.
young
Jay
lady.
Lynn, come on down.
Oh,
Miss USA, Miss America. Jay Lynn.
This is the girl with the Gene Simmons tongue. And how appropriate is we are in Rock City.
This is Dallas.
This is the site of some of Kiss's
And now
favorite
let's
work.
bring down Andy. Andy, come on down. Our tall ring girl, 6'3", Andy. 90.
6'3".
This is Jay Lynn.
Shoot, hey, I look
Girls
straight eye when I tell a lie.
squeeze those things together. Get them puppies close together.
I could just say, tell her everything.
And Alizé, ring girl number 11, Alizé.
This is my personal favorite coming out next, LT.
Oh, hell yeah.
Uh-oh, yes. Didn't she lose it?
Yeah. She popped out last night.
And this is Alizé.
So did I.
Just check. Look, guys, look at those two big blue eyes. Is she pretty or what?
Oh, boy.
And our final ring girl, Cassandra. Cassandra, ring girl number 12.
A lot of talent, LT.
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't mind taking either one of these to a prayer meeting, all-night prayer meeting.
That is Cassandra, our final ring girl. All of these lovely ladies are from the Deja Vu, all over the state of Michigan, and one from Toledo. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do, we're going to ask for the crowd participation. When I call their name and hold my hand over their head, I would like to have your applause, and we'll let the judges decide who it's going to be. Ring girl number 1, here is Bianca.
God, we got a lot of horny guys here tonight.
We're both in control, though.
Yeah, we're in control, shoot.
I'm just preparing for
Ring
the
girl
next 2 fights.
number 2, here is Summer.
Summer teeth.
Oh, man, where did I put my Viagra?
Our third ring girl, our lovely little Ashley.
Ashley.
Back that Ashley up.
Back that Ashley up, baby.
Ring girl number 4 is Mariah. Let's hear it for Mariah.
She'll beat 12.
Ring girl number 5, here's Mia. Shake it for the boys, Mia. Next to her, our Toledo ring girl, here's Daisy.
All right, Daisy, you cute.
Next up is the Freak, all pierced up, the way you like them.
Oh, man,
And
Daisy, don't
next to
call her
her,
a
ring
freak.
girl number 7, Devin.
Devin.
I'm calling Freak right there. She's my
Ring
winner.
girl number 8 is Dallas. Dallas, let's hear it
All
for
right,
Dallas.
We used to always kick Dallas.
Ring
in the
girl
ass.
number 9, Jalen. Here's Jalen.
Jalen.
No idea what's going on.
Believe me.
All right,
Bianca
ladies and
knows what's going
gentlemen.
on.
It's a tie, my friend.
I think Bianca got
All
it.
right, girls, let me check.
Because I haven't started yelling yet.
Well, there's your winner right there. What's
That's
your
your
name?
winner.
Alizé.
Alizé. Bianca's my winner.
The bracket. Heavyweight. Fine. By virtue of his win over Kenny Pompey, the night started out as a night of upsets. Stephen Crow kept that alive as he has gone through a much heavier field to reach the finals here tonight. Beat Tony Tafaro yesterday, Kenny Pompey the huge upset today, and then Robert Cronable in another close decision in the semis.
Box, baby, you know it. You know the game.
Art Dorr.
His opponent, the 28-year-old, 185 Carpenter from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Please welcome the Sandman, Chuck Sadler. Come on down, Sandman.
Here is Chuck Sadler, the local product. 28 years old, 8 years older than his opponent. He's got the crowd in his favor. He's got 20 pounds on his opponent. This is very important. Crow barely made weight. This man, Sadler, barely stayed in the light heavyweight division. Another pound heavier, and he would have been considered a heavyweight.
I tell you what, this Crow, little Crow, won't have to stay away from Sadler. This guy has shown that he can punch with the best of them.
need you to do the same thing you did last time. Stay on the outside.
Any man that can knock out Zavian.
50 G's, baby.
Can fight.
Let's go to Fairley and see what's happening with Crow.
Thanks, Matt. Steven,
How you doing?
what do you think?
See what happens.
Have you watched Chuck fight?
Yeah.
He's got the family with him tonight, I think.
I don't care. I got family at home.
How are you going to handle it?
I'm a box. We'll take them to school.
All right, well, you're definitely the man, and you've fought some great fights tonight, so
Thank
good
you.
luck. Let's see what happens.
Thank you.
All right. Sean, what's happening over
Got
in
the
your
reach
corner?
on you, so work them angles.
Thanks, Fairley. A lot of nerves. I know this is it for you. This is what you've dreamed of. But let me tell you, this guy you're fighting, Stephen Crow, he has a lot of speed. Can you handle the speed?
I'm going to slow him down.
How?
I got a lot of power for him.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm in and out.
But he gets in and gets out. He scores and throws a lot of punches. How's your stamina?
It's up there.
You can go the distance?
I can go.
All right, this is for all the marbles, buddy.
The marbles are mine.
All right, well, he wants the marbles. Matt and LT, 50,000 of those marbles.
$50,000 on the line right here. It all boils down to this. Months of regional competitions all around the country have resulted.
This is for the
in
championship of the world in the light heavyweight division. The winner gets 50 grand, the loser gets 5,000 bucks. Now, who wants it bad enough? That's the guy that's going to win. So let's get it on, okay?
Going home with $50,000. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
This is it, partner. Stephen Crow from Red Bank, Tennessee, a winner in Chattanooga. Takes on Chuck Sadler from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, a winner in Detroit.
Little man is very quick, and you know he has to stay in there. But the problem is you got to stay away from them right hands and left hands. Chuck Sadler's already proven he can knock anybody out at any time. Good right hands, good left slip.
Each of these fighters is listed at 6'1", but again, Sadler 20 pounds heavier than Stephen Crow. Just under the limit to be classified as a light heavy.
Stephen Crow slipping and moving. Chuck Sadler's the only guy with 2 knockouts in these proceedings so far last couple days.
I think each one of these guys a little reluctant to get inside, at least in the first round, and that's the end of the first round.
You got to get a little bit busy.
Let's see what's happening in the ring and check in with Fairley.
Stephen, are you just feeling him out at this point?
Yeah.
He seems to, he's a hard guy to fight. You've got to watch that left hook. Did you watch him take out that KO with the cellar? What do you think? All right.
Tells me it's going to be hard.
Keep boxing, baby. All right, Sean.
Give him a shot, Charles, you're not going to knock this guy out. He's too slick, he's too smooth. You got to go for 3 rounds, and you got to use your speed. How can you control his speed?
I'm going to have to cut him off.
Down to the body, too.
Go to the body.
Let's see some body shots this round. All right, we're going to look for that. Back up to you, Matt and L2. He's got to go downstairs to the body. Stephen Crow is too fast.
Do you think it would be fair to categorize this as quickness versus power?
Absolutely, but Stephen Crow, even though he's a much quicker fighter, he's not going to win it, keep on running away. He's got to sometimes stay there and fight this guy. And that falls right into Chuck Sadler's hand.
With 3 1-minute rounds.
Oh, good punch.
You just don't have a lot of time to stick and move. What was that?
I don't know, but there's no time to do that.
You land one, you don't want to start popping off. We saw what Chuck Sadler did to Zavian, and now he's got
that's what I'm talking about. Little man is the best in the business that's covering up, letting the guy punch himself out, then come inside uppercuts.
He's taking some shots here, though. Sadler has him in the corner. He could stay covered up all day and get hurt that way.
I'm not sure if any little punches are getting inside. Oh, another good hit.
That was a good counter punch that time by Crow.
He's letting him punch himself out. He's letting him punch himself out, and he's come back and
10 seconds.
He's got to go now. He got to go now.
I don't know if this is strategy or what.
He has to go now. He don't let. He must be hurt.
That's the end of the second
period.
He was hurt.
They're looking at each other.
2 rounds done, and you know what? I couldn't tell. I guess you called it. It was more that he was hurt than strategy. It looked like he was trying to deke him into the corner for a while.
Well, he looks got hurt there somewhere.
You gotta get
I didn't think any of those punches really getting in there. Oh, he got one right across the ear right there. But you got to like this guy, this Stephen Crow. He comes back, he counter punches very well. He gets up in the corner. Garmo just connecting a lot to the head.
One of these guys is 60 seconds away from $50,000. Ray Crow, Stephen's father, and the many friends and family here representing local product Chuck Sadler were underway.
I keep calling this guy Garmo, but Sadler. He reminds me a lot of him.
I think that based on the first 2 rounds, Stephen Crow's got to get in there and score.
You can't just stay away from him. I mean, just staying on your feet, being able to walk out of here is not a plus here. You're not going to get the $50,000. You got to fight. Oh, good left hand, good right hand. He needs a knockout. He needs a knockout.
30 seconds left.
Gotta go, guys, gotta go.
There is no time for strategy here as Sadler finally slows him down inside of 10 seconds left.
I don't know if Stephen Crow has enough power to knock him out.
Crow lands a right, but he's taken a flurry of punches against the ropes, and that's it. The light heavyweight championship is over with. One of these guys is seconds away from a $50,000 payday.
Wait a minute. Come on, work out the legs, Steve. Fine, baby. Shake it off.
Sandman's number one.
A little good luck ceremony there by the friends of Chuck Sadler. Butterbean's got the money and the belt.
Butterbean's about the only person that can walk around with $50,000 and nobody say anything.
Butterbean's got the loot. 50 grand in a briefcase and the Toughman light heavyweight championship belt. Let's go to Art for the decision.
Again, a tough fight. Let's have a nice hand for both of these fellas. Good fight. The winner, the Toughman champion, the light heavyweight Toughman champion of the world, from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, the Sandman, Chuck Sadler.
Exactly what most of the fans wanted to see. The local kid makes good. Wendy Dorr makes the presentation of the Toughman light heavyweight championship belts. 28-year-old Chuck Sadler is crowned the champion.
Wow, he just made a whole lot of new friends tonight with $50,000. I think the IRS wants to see this guy.
That's nice.
Quite sure.
You want to see it?
Show me the money. Well, Stephen Crow fought very well. The lightest guy in the tournament went all the way to the finals, but he just fought against a guy who had a little too much boxing and a little too much power for him. Let's go to Sean O'Grady with the winner.
Very nice. Come around here. Charles Sadler, congratulations. You know, you really kept the pressure on throughout this fight. Is that what won it for you?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
What were you thinking? Were you thinking about that briefcase?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I knew he was quick and going to get in and out, so I wanted to cut him off as much as possible. I didn't want to give him the fight.
Now, I saw a little worried look on your face when they were announcing the decision. Did you know you had it?
No, I knew I had it.
Yeah.
The first round was iffy. I know I caught him in the second and third. I know it was mine.
Yeah, you really picked it up those last 2 rounds. In that second round, he looked like he was trying the rope-a-dope or something.
Right.
And that didn't work.
It did not work for him.
It did not work. You know, if you need some help with that briefcase, I'd sure be honored to help.
I thought I'd be a little weaker, but
what are you going to do with that money?
I gained some more strength.
You gained a lot of fans too. You gained a lot of friends tonight. What do you, yeah, he's excited. What are you going to do with the money?
Well,
I owe Carl and Sue Densler a little bit of cash, so I'm going to pay off some of my debts. I got to thank Carl. I got to thank Sue. They helped me out a lot.
Pay down the credit cards, of course.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
All right. Where is the post-fight party? That's what I want to know. All right.
I got to talk to my girl yet. I love you, Julie.
Uh-oh, Julie. I guess that's where the post-fight party is. Charles Sadler, he walks away with the $50,000 cash. Back over to Matt and LT. I know you guys are friends of this guy.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it, Sean. I got his email address.
Hey, Chuck's biggest fight of the night. We'll try to get out here with that briefcase. You know that.
Well, congratulations to Chuck Sadler, the 28-year-old Michigander. Local boy done good here in Auburn Hills tonight. He's the winner, and Salah Zavian, good to see him back on his feet after that knockout that he suffered at the hands of the eventual champion. He's one of the first to congratulate him. Zavian's a classic kid.
Is he not?
Butterbean still got an eye on that briefcase. You notice that?
Listen, try to fight him over it.
The heavyweights are coming up next. Francis Royale, the king is what he calls himself, against a guy who bills himself as the baddest brother on the block, Harrison Norris Jr. This ought to be a dandy. Let's shoot it back to our door.
The heavyweight Toughman World Championship. 260-pound maintenance worker who won the Toughman contest here in Detroit, Michigan. Now living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Please welcome once again the King, Francis Royale. Come on down, King.
You know, the crowd is kind of like mixed. They don't know who to go for. They don't like the other guy at all, and they're not sure about this one.
Francis Royale only started to pop off tonight when he sensed that that light at the end of the tunnel getting near. He is not nearly as obnoxious as Harrison Norris Jr. And there is the Royale Road, if you will. Beat Jumpin' Jody Smith, the 306-pounder from Florida yesterday. Beat John Cobb today, and Gus Winterland in a very close decision as well. Let's go back to Art.
His opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, the professional wrestler, 210 pounds, from Kennesaw, Georgia. Once again, welcome, Hard Body Harrison. Come on down, Hard Body.
He's loud, he's brash, he's in your face. He wrestles in the WCW. That's where he learned a lot of his shtick skills. But what he does in the Toughman competition is not choreographed or scripted. If he's going to win $50,000 tonight, he's going to have to fight for real, as he has done throughout.
You got to like him. This guy, he doesn't care what anybody says. Just go out here and kick.
You heard what he said.
Let me tell you something, punk. I don't like Detroit Pistons. I don't like Detroit Lions. I don't like the Red Wings. I sure in the hell don't like his punk ass. I tell you what, I'm going to win $50,000, and after I win it, some of you punks can party with me.
Some of you punks can party with me.
Oh, you gotta love him.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's got a sense of humor about what he does. He beat Doug Robertson yesterday, the son of a preacher man. Today he beat Zane Ziggler, and most recently Scott Elliott. Each one of these guys has fought the best that we have to offer in the Toughman competition. It's been an easy road for nobody.
You know, this Norris is making a name for himself. You know what? If he comes on TV again, I think I would have to look and see what he's going to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I got to believe it. I got to believe you're right. Let's see if he brought the pork chop and the biscuit cutter with him. That stare down really tells you about the height discrepancy here. Francis Royale's a 6-footer.
That's the guy that's going to win this fight.
Norris
so let's
Jr.
get back to your corner and let's get it
generous
on.
5'10".
All right, guys, the talking's over. Let's get it for $50,000.
You know, this is what you always want. You want to have a chance for one good action to win all the money. Super Bowl, you know, the playoffs, everything. This is what it's all about, right?
This is it. This is the final fight of the Toughman season.
Both guys seem like they're respecting each other. Oh, good.
Good left that time by Norris.
Oh, good. Throwing some good shots in there.
Take a look at the back and the shoulders on that guy, and that's where he derives all that power. If you let him get a running start of more than 1 or 2 steps, you're going to get that shoulder into it, and you're in trouble. Harrison Norris Jr. at a svelte 210 pounds. King Royale at 260.
Smaller man, but in great shape. You know, conditioning makes all the difference in these later rounds. In a fight like this.
That's the end of round number 1.
3 times tonight.
Not a lot of action.
Actually, the 3rd fight tonight.
We check some of that first round action.
Right here, I'll tell you what, Norris gets him right there in the head. You know, you gotta like this guy. He sits back, he waits, throws a lot of punches, don't know where they're going, but he does connect with them. I guess you don't really have to have one of them radar systems to know where the head is.
Some of those punches telegraphed like a Joe Barry Carroll bounce pass into the key. But they, you know, they still hurt like a bitch.
Yeah, they do hurt.
Second round is underway.
Francis Royale will have to do something against Mr. Norris.
Here comes Francis.
$50,000.
Francis has got to get in there and stay inside. He can't let Norris get a running start on any of those punches.
Let him go. Let's go. Punch.
For each of these guys, it is his 4th fight in just over 24 hours. 3 of those fights within the last 2 hours since we've been on the air.
Absolutely.
And as you said earlier, conditioning makes all the difference here as you get on almost 11 o'clock Eastern time.
Oh, good follow-up right.
Inside of 10 seconds, one of those big roundhouse rights lands.
Hey, come on, let's go.
End of the second round. The fans are starting to raspberry a little bit. Let's go to Fairley.
Thanks, Matt. Francis, have you got enough to go on?
Yeah.
You've got to stay away from those flying punches. Don't give him an opportunity to get a run on, all right? Stay away from him and nail him. Nail him. Good luck. Sean?
Thanks, Fairley. Harrison, can you feel the 50 pounds difference in weight?
No, not really.
What do you know in this round that you didn't know the first round?
Well, he's holding a lot, you know?
He's holding.
A couple of those shots, but we're okay.
Yeah. Can you win this fight? How close is this?
It's going to be close. I think I'm way ahead on points.
You're not even breathing heavy.
No.
Is that from good conditioning?
Very good.
Are you guys not fighting hard?
I'm telling you.
All right, this 3rd round, you got to go get him. That's it from this corner. Matt, LT.
All right, here we go. One of these guys is 60 seconds away from 50K.
This is what it's all about right here. Who wants it the most? I got to believe the King's going to come out this round.
The King needs to do some serious scoring here in the 3rd round.
Come on, guys, you're holding. Let's go.
There's no time to tie up. No time to tie up. Oh, big right.
Oh.
Well, Harrison Norris Jr. lands those big roundhouse rights.
The King will just wait till he finishes all his flurry and just get in there. Oh, good exchange. This is what we're talking about. This is Toughman.
Okay, I'm going to break you. Step back, step back.
Couple of kidney shots by the King. Inside of 30 seconds. Inside of 10 seconds.
Gotta go, gotta go!
This one's gonna go to a decision. A lot of tie-ups, a lot of scrambling in the 3rd round, and it's done. The heavyweight championships are over. To be expected, Harrison Norris Jr. thinks he's won it. The decision handed to Murray Sutherland, handed to Ardor, and here comes the purse. Butterbean is on his way out with the belt and the 50 grand. What do you think, partner?
It's hard, it's close to call.
I think the hard body who is calling you out still might might have done enough work to crown himself the heavyweight champ. Has a decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Toughman heavyweight champion of the world, fighting out of the yellow corner, the King.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Upset decision. Francis the King Royale has won the heavyweight championship of the world.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Only appropriate that a night of upsets should end like this, my friend.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, we got some upset people out there.
Say this for Harrison Norris Jr. He went over and congratulated his opponent. As much as he popped off tonight, he's classy in defeat.
Well, you knew coming out, it'd be tough to have a decision here.
Wow.
Very tough.
Wendy Dorr has $50K on his suitcase, getting ready to hand it over to the maintenance man from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And I love all you fans. Y'all are beautiful from Detroit and from the suburban areas of Detroit. I'm going to thank Jesus Christ, first of all. People in Albuquerque that helped me get here. It's been a long trip. My family and friends from Roanoke Township, 8 Mile Road, Art Door, Butterbean, Wendy. Hey, I got to get my girl, Robin. Robin, I love you. Come here, right here.
Oh. Fairly Arrow's trying to get a word in with Francis Royale, who's busy thanking everybody. Fairly.
Francis, was that a surprise or what to you?
Funny. Yeah. Hey, my family here.
Well,
yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
What are you gonna,
I'm excited.
Francis, what are you going to do with the 50 grand?
Well, first of all, I'm a tither, and I'm going to give alms to God, and I'm going to go back to Albuquerque and get me and my family a home. I love you, Mia Francis Royale. I love her.
Well, you know what? Hey, you know you've worked hard all these months, and you deserve it. Congratulations. It was a great job. Give me a hand. Shake. Matt, we're going to give it back to you. Francis, congratulations.
All right, Fairly, thank you very much. We have seen a night of upsets come to a great close as Francis Royale beat a guy that, LT, you and I were saying all along was going to be awfully tough to beat. Great fight.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, when it goes to a fight like this and you've been fighting for several months now, hey, anybody can win this thing, and we have a great winner right here.
Francis Royale, the winner among the heavyweights. He's $50,000 richer. Local product Chuck Sadler is the winner among the light heavies. It all came down to this. Months of regional competitions have concluded with a great night of tough man fighting here at the Palace in Auburn Hills. Some upsets, some knockdowns, some knockouts, and some great competition. On behalf of Lawrence Taylor, Fairleigh Arrow, Sean O'Grady, Dave Bontempo, and our entire Toughman team, we'd like to thank you for joining us from the Palace in Auburn Hills. We'll see you next year.